Namaste viewers, welcome to the presentation on innovation, the new normal. Before I embark on the presentation, let me dwell upon the importance of innovation. Any country, any industry, any society, if it wants to prolong its sustainability, create a sustainable development model, is able to take on competition, become a global player, has to innovate. We have to innovate in our lives, the industries have to innovate, the products have to be there, the new way of working has to be there. I'll just summarize by saying innovate or perish. Innovation is the process and outcome of creating something new which has value. If you create something which has no value, that is not innovation, that is just a creation. Innovation involves steps, sequence-wise steps, right from ideation, conceptualizing, creating a prototype, testing the prototype, going for mass scale production, marketing, sales and after sales. Now what are the dimensions of innovation? Different types of innovation are people related innovation, product related innovation, strategy related innovation. It can vary from incremental to radical, which we call disruption sometimes. And drivers for innovation, naturally it's like a cause and effect. So the innovation is the effect and there has to be a driver which is the cause. So the drivers are increased global and local competition. You remember the car industry, we had ambassadors and Fiats. Now we have name any the latest models vying for the road space. So that was the result of the competition, increased global competition and local competition. Unless we achieve cost efficiency, we cannot compete with any global product without naming any country. Increasing organizational competitiveness, need for innovative products. I am reminded of the washing machine. Initially we had semi-automatic machines where there was one side for soaking, then you had to take out the clothes for drying, and if the power went, then again the whole thing was repeated. You have totally automatic machines which dries your clothes, and who knows, tomorrow you might have some innovation which will also steam press your clothes in the same machine. Change in tax laws, that is very important. The regulatory laws also induce companies for innovation. Regulatory changes, environmental and compliance laws for companies like ours, coal companies, or you have to comply with the pollution control measures. If there are exports, then we have to comply with the emission norms. The vehicles have to comply with the emission norms. And technological changes, socio-cultural and demographic changes, and of course last but not the least is shifting customer preferences. Now what are the types of innovation? I'll quickly run through this: product innovation, process innovation, marketing innovation, organizational innovation, we restructure the organizations to do new jobs, technological innovations, social innovations, business model innovations. Now leadership for innovation. Innovation has emerged as the most important factor for companies to accelerate their process. Globally, if you see, majority of the CEOs, they in every sentence they speak, in every press conference they do, every media interview, interaction they do, they will invariably talk about innovation. Everybody wants to pitch his or her company as an innovative company, because as I said in the beginning, everybody believes that either you innovate or you perish. So nobody wants to perish. But how do you innovate? People and culture are the most important drivers of innovation. See, technology can be bought, technology can be transplanted, technology can be replicated. In fact, it can be stolen also. But people and culture, we have to or as organizations, we need to create a innovative nurturant culture and innovation oriented people. Now, the blueprint of innovation starts with formally integrating innovation as a must in the strategic plans of all senior leaders. First of all, it should be in the plan of the senior leaders, then it goes into the blueprint. Motivate executives to maximize utilization of untapped talent for innovation. In organizations, more often than not, we find, I sit on the board of a company, so I found that most of the time most of the people in the organizations, they are doing routine jobs. 95% of the people, 95% of the time are doing routine jobs, and their talent is really untapped. So that is where the senior leaders need to do. Even these political leaders, for instance, if they want to make this country competitive, have to go in for innovative policies. Create conditions that facilitate innovation networks to flourish. See, what we do is we talk about, as leaders, I can confess that we talk about innovation. We say from tomorrow let us have innovation, but we do not create the culture, we do not give the necessary wherewithal, we do not allow people to take risks, and that is the end of innovation. So, facilitating innovation, we must allow the networks to flourish. It is innovation will not happen by only rhetoric, by only speaking, by only good intentions, by only good speeches by the leaders. Innovation takes time. Sometimes it takes a lifetime to innovate. And what does it need? It needs leaders must demonstrate motivation to travel the distance, to go through the rigors, what it takes, to give it a big shot, give it what it takes to travel the distance. So, high degree of motivation in the leaders is essential, and so it will percolate down, it will cascade down and create a nurturant culture to drive innovation. So, first thing which we can do is, I remain motivated as a leader, and then I motivate the employees. So, motivated employees are key to innovation. They are the most important factor for companies' ability to innovate is the motivation and commitment of its employees. The innovation culture of the company is directly related to the commitment of managers and employees. If the managers are not committed, that is the end of innovation. The next very important factor is communication. More often than not, the boss decides that yes, we will be an innovation oriented company, doesn't communicate the intent, doesn't communicate the blueprint, doesn't communicate the steps or the what it takes, doesn't share the big picture with the employees, with his team. So, maintain communication and continuous communication. If things go wrong, still communicate. If non-communication is damaging to the innovation culture. And very important factor is reward the small wins. Recognize and appreciating the employees' ideas is an important motivational aspect. So, we must recognize, give due credit, and of course, celebrate the small wins. As I mentioned that the leaders need to have the necessary motivation, they need to have the wherewithal to travel, they must remain motivated enough to travel the distance. Similarly, another factor which is very important for innovation is the courage on the part of the leaders. The mere intention or mere motivation will not take you to be an innovative company. It requires a lot of courage. Courage is a critical success factor for innovation. Courage makes change and innovation possible. It requires courage to innovate in a significant way. Innovation requires the ability and willingness to confront fear, pain, danger, uncertainty, and even intimidation. So, that is all I had to share with my viewers. Thank you very much for patient listening, and I hope it resonates with you. Thank you very much.